I'm finding a hairstylist. It was just, they sent me to a body shop and a top shop, and it wasn't the same. I don't...
Tonight, almost live and nearly from Hollywood, it's America Tonight. 30 minutes of big-time TV on the UBS network, where we put you before the BS. With Jimmy Yen, a Japanese singer who will not be in this country for too long. Lou Moffat with the complete facts about our Lord. And special guest, Miss Barbi Benton. And you know what that means. I don't know, but it's all right with me. With the music of Happy Kind and the Mirthmakers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. Hi, everybody. And now here's your host and mine, Mr. Mark Kimball.
Thank you, Happy. Thank you, Jerry. Good evening. And welcome again to America Tonight. I'm Barth Kimball. Now you know me. You know, I don't talk about the news much on this show. I figure most of you hear enough of that before we come on or after we go off Central Time. Also, I don't know if other mobile home owners have this problem, but the old geezer that drives through the trailer park where I live at 4 o'clock in the morning delivering the paper has the unfortunate habit of tossing it so that it rolls under the home. And then I have to go out and use a yardstick or a vacuum cleaner hose or something to push it out from under there. And then I have to put the paper next to the heater for a couple of hours to dry it out. And it just doesn't seem worth all that effort just to be topical. But today, just by chance, the paper landed right in front of my door and I got to read it. And I read something that made me wish that that geezer had aimed for the septic tank instead. It seems that some government officials here in California have been retiring from office and then getting full disability pensions on the grounds that they were disabled by the stress and strain of their important jobs. Now, it was either Harry Truman or Julia Childs, I think, who said, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Now, whoever it was still true. It seems to me if you ask people to elect you to an important job like tax assessor, county supervisor, water commissioner, whatever, then you raise their taxes every year to pay your salary. It's just a little ungrateful to hit on them one more time for a full salary pension to compensate for all the headaches you got on those junkets to Acapulco. Heck, I'd be more than willing to serve as an elected official just for the bribes, and I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that feel the same way. If I wanted to leave office after a few years and still make a bundle, I'd do just what the people who retire from the Pentagon do. I'd get a job as a lobbyist. That way, you still get to go to lunch with the same people you've been working with all along, and private enterprise picks up the tab. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not running for anything. Not yet. But I do think if people are going to get disability pensions just for having jobs with a lot of stress, then talk show hosts, you should definitely be included on that list. Just let me give you a good example of the kind of stressful situation that occurs in this job. It's probably the best example I can think of. My co-host and announcer, Mr. Jerry Hubbard. Here he is.
Well, usually I sit down and open my mouth and cause you stress, but no stress tonight.
That's good. You're not going to say a thing?
Not a thing, no. No.
So what do you think your actual role will be here tonight, then?
Well, it'll be a hard role, and I'll try to butter you up. If you get in a jam. I'm just kidding. Now, there I go. Now, you set me up on that.
And yet I'll be sandwiched between you and our guests.
Okay.
Actually, we just said that because in some markets, people are eating, and we wanted to kind of, you know, let you ally your feelings with us. Okay. You know, for many years now, there's been a great cultural exchange between the United States and Japan. We gave them baseball, and they gave us binoculars to watch the game with.
That's true. Baseball is very popular in Japan.
Absolutely.
And, you know, they even have this home run hitter, Sudaru or something. They say, oh, he's tied Babe Ruth or Hank Aaron's record, and it's so silly. But do you know anything about Japanese baseball? I don't really. But it's played in a different country. How can they compare the two?
They start with the ninth inning and work backwards, I believe.
I think so. That might be it. But enough said for me.
Absolutely. I think so, too. At any rate, our latest gift to the Japanese is country and western music. Do you know that?
They love it over there, and they love it.
They go bananas over the stuff. And as a way of paying us back, they've sent us one of Japan's most popular country and western artists. He's over here for his first nationwide concert tour. That's going to be something, huh?
Sure.
Apparently, it's pretty popular. The demand for tickets was so great that the tour is going to last a full 3 days now, with the 1 day off in between for travel. He'll also be doing some benefits at some of the Salvation Army posts, and that's good work. So please welcome the Johnny Cash of Japan, Mr. Jimmy Yen.
Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much for me. Just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. I don't blame him for the hearing and hate, but main thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. I knew the snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had, and I knew the scar on his cheek and his evil eyes. He was big and thin and gray and old. I looked at him and felt and cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you are gonna die." Yeah, that's what I told him. Yeah, he said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me. You've got right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the grabbing got spit in your eye. Cause I am the onnana musuko that named you Sue. Yeah, what could I do? What could I do? I got all choked up and I stood my gun. I called him pa and he called me son. And I come away with a different point of view. I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Hisao or Michio or Takeo or Gondo or Toshiro or anything. Sue.
Jimmy, come on over here and sit down. No, we don't have time for another one. Oh, okay. Just have a seat. Howdy, partner, or partner son, or whatever it is.
Hearing a song like that really chokes me up, makes me want to sing "Get a Wrong Riddle Doggy." But seriously, no, it's so easy to make cheap jokes like that. But hearing, incidentally, I love country music, and hearing our favorite country songs sung in an Oriental style really we look at them with a new slant. And I just wondered if how did you first get started in country music?
Well, my mommy brought me a guitar when I was 5. She got it from American GI soldiers in appreciation.
Oh, I understand that. Well, I guess it paid off. I understand you've had your share of hits there in Japan. So.
Oh, yes. I sang Oki from Old Toki. And the biggest one is Yoko Yakamoto jumped off the Nagasaki Bridge.
Jimmy, this has been just fascinating, informative, and I think a lot of people are going to write in and say ludicrous, and bless your hearts. Or in your case, it would be ludicrous, or ludicrous. As for your singing career in this country, I believe the Japanese word for that would be sayonara. Like they say, sayonara may be goodbye in Japanese, but cyanide is goodbye in any language. See, we're going to do a commercial. We'll be right back. We're not leaving. We're going to talk
On the show.
UBS Network is proud to present its first Life Achievement Award to a wonderful actress who said she would be glad to come on the show and receive this award.
As I understand it, she said those are the only conditions under which she would come on the show.
Well, whatever. Our recipient is the star of the ABC hit series Sugar Time. Please welcome Miss Barbi Benton. A lot of Bentons here. Barbi, it's great to have you on the show. How are you?
I'm just fine, thank you.
Is it great to be here?
Well, I don't know yet. You know, this place is really tough to find. I asked a lot of people how to get here, and nobody had even heard of this studio.
Really?
They must be new in town, huh?
Well, one person I asked was a policeman.
Well, if you ask a policeman, you should have used Barth Gimbel's name. All the cops know where he is all the time. It's a private joke.
Jerry.
He was in jail in Miami for something.
Jerry. Barbi, you must be thrilled about receiving a Life Achievement Award here, huh?
Well, I think it's very sweet of you, especially because I haven't done too much. But, you know, these kinds of awards are usually reserved for people who've been around a little longer, like Henry Fonda or Betty Davis.
That's true, but you'd be surprised how stuck up some of those people are. It's too stuck up to even return our phone calls.
I think what Jerry's trying to say here, Barbie, is that we really wanted you to be the first to receive this wonderful award, and because we think you have a great future.
And not a bad behind, too.
That's why he's single. Anyway, in preparing this big production...
How do I look?
In preparing this big production number tonight, Jerry has rounded up some videotapes, some highlights from your TV series.
Whoa, un momento. Hold it, mon amigo. I did make some calls trying to get clips from some of those TV series, but I was not successful, and they're quite expensive, you know. But I did get together with our research staff, Juanita, and I think we put together a dynamic visual display and tribute right here. Anyway, so,
Shall we just go right to it, then? We have all the audio-visual
Yes. So let's get on with our life achievement tribute to Miss Barbi Benton. Wait, it's just starting. Okay, to begin with, Barbie, though your name is Benton, you are, of course, no relation to the family that owns Benton and Hedges cigarettes.
I smoke them whenever I'm out of bandages, so, okay. Sorry, go ahead. They're called Benson and Hedges.
Oh, okay, which proves my point even further that Barbie is no relation. Anyway, Barbie, you sang a lot of country favorites, am I right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, name them.
Well, let's see, I've sung Stand By Your Man.
No, name another one.
A Funny Face.
No, name another one.
I Never Promised You a Rose Garden.
No, okay, this isn't getting us anywhere. The right answer I was going for was I'm so lonesome I could cry.
I never sang that.
Well, that's all right, because Jimmy Rogers did, the late, great Jimmy Rogers did. And speaking of people not being related, he is, of course, not to be confused with the late, great Rogers and Hammerstein, who wrote Camelot, which starred Richard Burton.
I don't see what all of this has to do with my life.
Just hang in with
award.
me, Barbie. You're going to be touched.
Jerry,
sure.
I think you're already a little touched, and Barbie, I got a heck of an idea. Why don't we go over here and get a good seat and watch this, okay? We can just talk.
As I pointed out, Richard Burton was married to Elizabeth Taylor. And her great picture, of course, was Cleopatra, who, of course, was intimate with Mark Antony, who in another movie was played by Marlon Brando. What do you think, Barbie? Oh, you're not here. Well, it doesn't matter anyway because I'm really rolling. This all ties in, believe me. Marlon Brando was great in Tea House of the August Moon, which had a lot of Japanese in it, as did another great movie called Bridge Over the River Kwai. As did Our Country and Western Singer, has a lot of Japanese in him, which also featured a great performance by Mr. Alec Guinness, who was featured more recently, if I'm not mistaken, in Star Wars. Now, Star Wars, as everybody knows, is nothing more than an update Buck Rogers. But there's another great Rogers, and that's Roy. And there's another great Roy, and that's Clark. And there's another great Buck, and that's Owens. And that's Hee-Haw, and that's what started it all. And that is your life so far, Barbi Benton. Where is she?
Great, Jerry.
Oh, thanks. Oh, boy.
That's just terrific. Well, Hee-Haw certainly kicked off your television career, Barbie, and with any kind of luck, America Tonight can kick off Jerry. No, we can't do that. He has a firm 13-week deal.
And if that was not enough, we have for you, look at what we have for you.
I think it was plenty, Jerry.
No, wait. There's more. Because, Barbie, here's what we have for you. Yes, it's Hawaii. Yes, Hawaii, with its beautiful beaches, Polynesian food, the surf, and the sun, Diamond Head. Yes, Hawaii, the island paradise.
Wow, this is pretty great after all. I get a free trip to Hawaii?
Wait a minute. No, wait, you're not getting a free trip. What you're getting is these slides. They came free with the rental projector. But we do want you to have them because we get to keep them, and you might as well have them as a souvenir. Hawaii does look like a nice place, though. Have you ever been there, Barbie?
I've been there twice, and I'll tell you, I wish I was there right this very moment.
Oh, boy.
Well, we'll be right back. My special guest, Miss Barbi Benton, and we also have another guest here. It's always a pleasure, actually, to welcome a new sponsor to our show because it means we're just that much closer to reupholstering this couch. Please welcome the wonderful Mr. Lou Moffat.
Thank you, Barth. You know, friends, as a consumer advocate, I seldom get involved doing commercials, but I would like to talk to you mothers and fathers at home, especially you moms and dads with kids, because I know you're worried, you're concerned. Yes, you're anxious about your kids growing up without the old traditional sense of values, you know. Back in that time, perhaps, when you and I grew up, when a goodnight kiss meant the end of the evening instead of the beginning, the way it is today, I know it's a shocker. So that's why I'm so excited, because I'd like to talk to you about something very special tonight. You see, kids today have absolutely no idea of religion. They don't even know where heaven is. In fact, they have absolutely no concept of infinity. In fact, they'd rather be spending their time trading baseball cards from those bubblegum packs instead of going to church on Sunday. Sure, I know that's another problem right there. That's why, friends, I'm so excited about a revolutionary new concept. Look at this, folks, because it's a new way to teach your kids all about religion without them even realizing it. Because listen to this, friends, I'm not talking bubblegum cards, I'm talking Bible gum cards. How about that? Isn't this great? Yes, Bible gum cards from those wonderful folks at the Michigan City Milk Chocolate Company, those folks who gave America's first Farina-flavored bubble gum, Popo, it's right here, look at that. They've come up with some wonderful, delicious bubble gum, really is too, friend. Absolutely delicious. And also these wonderful Bible gum cards right here. Yes, just like baseball cards, with a picture on one side and statistics on the other. Boys, can we get a close-up of that? Because right over here, let me show you what I mean, friends. Yes, Bible gum card. By the way, you kids at home, if your parents are telling you to turn that junk off and go to bed, disregard them. Take a look right here. Here are some nifty cards. Look at this one right here. I'll show you what I mean. Here it is. Here's a picture of Adam. And on the back here it says, Adam, the first to play the game, invented the first uniform. Later got involved with some fruit in the garden, got tossed out of the game, but that's another story. Here's another picture right here. This one is David, of course, and it says here on the back, this is his statistics, small but fast, and upset Goliath, 1-2 zip. How about that? I know you want to collect that one short. And here's your figure right here. Here's a headliner. That is the immortal Jesus. I think you can recognize that. Considered pound for pound the greatest religious leader of all time. There's one you want to collect too, folks. And right over here, I know for you Jewish folks, here's one of your people right down here. Yes, he really burned him up in the bush leagues, didn't he? Yeah. The old bush burner himself, Moses, right here. And it says, yes, say Havlo Hebrew for you people out there. He entered the desert circuit where he led his team undefeated for 40 years, and I think that's a record too, guys. How about that? Sure. This is really good. And right away, speaking of teams, look at this one right here. Of course, that's a picture of the 38 Cardinals. I think you'll have to agree that's the finest Cardinal team ever assembled. And don't take my word. If you don't believe that, look at this. Can you imagine those uniforms, friends? Sure. And right over here, here's another one. A very impressive classic picture. Look at that one. That is, of course, the 12 Apostles, featuring right here the front four. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And they're pictured here at a testimonial banquet for their coach. I think we all know who that is. So if you're wondering about Judas Iscariot, he was involved in some payola scandal, later dropped from the team. You don't have to go into that right now. Hey, and speaking of modern-day inspirations, here's one right here, of course. I think we all know who that is. Of course, Dr. Billy Graham. His statistics on the back here, and they're very impressive, folks. Billy Graham holds the lifetime record for the most saves in Yankee Stadium. There's an impressive record back here. You know, friends, listen to me carefully now, because if you want your kids to grow up right, let's think of Bible gum cards and be born again with bubble gum. This is Lou Moffat saying thank you, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bible gum cards, a division of Gimbalco Enterprises. Enterprises West.
Thank you very much, Lou. We'll be right back after these words. Don't go away. Right on it. Thank you, Happy. Well, that's about it for tonight. I want to thank my special guest, Barbi Benton. It's wonderful. Thank you. And Jimmy Yen, it was terrific listening to your country and western songs, or country and eastern, as I guess they may be. And Lou, incidentally, the other offers you've been giving us here on the show, we've been getting a lot of mail.
I won't forget you, yes.
On some of the things. It's incredible. Also, Lou appeals to a very high-class, very educated clientele, I think, because you'd be surprised. They know the letter of the law. Most of the fan letters you've been getting are notarized. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, that's our show for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Tonight, some members of our studio audience will receive the following. Classic Curves from Dittos, the Feel to Fit Company. Pants to make every woman feel beautiful. In sizes 3 to 13 and 8 to 18. And I like to see them when they're a little too tight. And Lillian Vernon's catalog gift certificate. Jewelry, gifts, decor, personalized items, and things from practical to whimsical. Furnished by Lillian Vernon. And improved Sergeant Sentry 4 collars. Protect against flea festation and tick festation. Sergeant Sentry 4 collars for itchy dogs and cats. Also appearing on tonight's show are Sawa Shinagawa as Jimmy Yen, Lou Felder as Lou Moffat, and a special guest appearance by Barbi Benton.